Hi, it's Lil from Made by Marley, and today I'm going to be doing this corner unit. It's nothing special, it's quite a blocky pine sort of 80s style corner unit, and it's got glass at the top there, and this is me showing you the little hooks. I'll be removing the glass so that I can paint it. I start with a Rust-Oleum paint called Bramwell, and I do quite a lot of the majority of the base coat and inside the cupboards, etc. with this colour. I just covered it all up now. At that point in time, you can see I've still left the handles on. They will be coming off. Just at this point in time in the video, I hadn't worked out what I was going to do. So you can see the yellowy colour that I'm adding in. It's a French sheet paint called Hot as Mustard, and I'm using another blue Rust-Oleum paint. I think it's called Regency, but I'll list all the paints that I've used to paint this unit in the details of the video so that you can have a look and see what I've used to make this. So all I'm doing is with quite a damp brush. It's not wet, soaking wet, but every so often I can wet it. I'm just blending in the Hot as Mustard and the blue to give it that sort of blended finish. I start with an all over blend. It becomes much more distressed as the piece goes on, but at the very, once you see all the blending, you'll see that I've blended it all in, and it's quite a soft, gentle piece. And if you wanted to leave it at this point in time, you could, and you don't have to, keep going. But I wanted, obviously, a lot more distressed, a lot more sort of chippy looking, aged piece. So this is what I've done so far, and I'm just going to go over the whole unit. And I did inside the top cupboard as well. I blended that all too. I didn't do inside the bottom, I just painted it green. This is the first coat of the inside at the bottom, and as you can see, it's not the best coverage. I did end up taking those magnets off and painting the inside of the door. And this is the second paint, and coat of paint, and it's just dry, and you can see it's still damp and a bit marked. And that's me showing you I still haven't painted the door. So I'm using an autumn yellow and a burnt umber. These are acrylic paints, and I often put acrylic paints just on top of my chalk paints. And I'm starting to blend it in to give it that dirty, all the dirt settled and all this sort of detail of the piece now. So what I do is I use an artist brush, one that's got a bit of a wedge on it so that I can get it down in the groove. And what I do with it is, once I've got a thick line of it, I then water my brush down to make it that most of it settle into the detail, and then I wipe the rest away. And I use the yellow and the brown like alternately all over the piece. I've just done the front, I haven't done the sides. It's going to be a corner unit, so they're not going to be seen, so it's just the front details that I do. So this is me just showing you that I'm going around and doing exactly the same thing down in the bottom corners. And the brown and the yellow acrylics complement the yellows and the greens and the blues that I've used to the underneath blend. So I'm just making sure that you can still, see me putting all the dark colours into the detail there. And I just work my way all over the pieces. This bit is a little bit laborious, but it's the bit that of the painting that gives it the most pop. It really makes it really look good with all this depth, because you're adding depth with paint. And here I am just kind of showing you from a distance what the sort of blend and the distress is. Now I do go back later on and put a crimson that I mix with some acrylic to add onto it, because there was quite a lot of crimson in my transfer that I applied, and I wanted to kind of pull it all together by doing that. Here's Martin. I asked him to cut down some spindles and make me some great big handles, and these are the blocks that he's just doing it with. And here he is. He's kind of like, I told him what I wanted when it came to handles and the size, so he's just organising this for me. And you can see him here, he's just measuring with his inch tape and drilling a pilot hole, because he'll be drilling through the block from the inside of the door right through into the wooden handle. And this is him just making a hole in the block too, and he's putting the screw through the back of the door, through the block, and it'll be going, so you can see the little bit of the screw there, it'll be going onto, like that, onto the end of the spindle. And I thought these would make brilliant handles, great big chunky handles, because it is a blocky piece. And I actually do think the handles really make it, they really do. And this is me showing you that I've painted the handles with the Bramwell chalk paint. They're ready for distress. I've painted the bottom and I've painted the bun feet. Now I'm using the Ode to Henry Fletcher transfer from IOD, and because it's one sort of pot, sort of urn with lots of flowers, and I want mine to have sort of movement running up the side of the cupboard on sort of opposite sides. So at the bottom I start at the right hand side, but the flowers work their way to the left hand side as we get up. And it's just fast forward, and it's actually a little bit out of focus. I'm sorry about this bit. It was just I was just quickly showing you that I was just applying my transfers. I had to cut a lot of the stencils, the transfers up to make it all work and have it one big flow, but I'm showing you the bits that I put on in sort of a couple of large bits, and all the rest I just separated the individual flowers, cut down my transfer through the plastic, and then just worked out where they were going to go next. And I just kept working my way up, and this is me putting them onto the mirror and making it move on the left hand side as opposed to the right. You can see there, and there you are. You can see I've put the crimson distress on. I just used a palette knife to put some crimson because there's quite a lot of the crimson in the flowers, and I really wanted it all to complement each other. And that's how it looks from the bottom. And I've distressed and added my accent colours and everything to the bun feet. So here I am clear waxing it all over. I'm clear waxing it first before I apply some dark wax, because it's easier if you make a little bit of a mistake, you can correct it if you've got some clear wax underneath. It's a little bit more tricky if you add your dark wax first. You then have to kind of put some clear over it and rub it. So put your dark wax on second, and this is me just applying it. And what I use dark wax is just to make it look even more dirty. I rub it in all the areas where dirt and muck would settle and dust over the years, and I just do that. And I'd like to just say at this point in time, quite a lot of the distress I use just toothbrushes, palette knives. I tend to, once I've done the initial blend, I tend to use just anything and everything to get the texture that I want onto the finish of my piece. And here I am here, I'm just rubbing in it, and I'm trying to make it look like it's really kind of dirty looking. And these are the things that the kind of details that really make your piece look, like it's been aged. And it's starting to look a far cry from what it initially was, which was that orangey pine corner unit. I'm making sure that I do up the edges and the sides of the piece as well, just to give it, that kind of finished look. When it's in a corner, you'll want that. Now, there was only one shelf when I got this piece, so Martin's cut me another one out from the first one, just used it as a template, and I just painted them with Bramwell, and then I waxed them to seal the paint, and here we are. It's all finished, and you know exactly what I've done to achieve this piece. If you look really closely at it, and we're going to go in really closely, you can see all the detail that I added in, and you can see all the transfers, the dirt age that I've put around those great big handles, which I think those spindles just worked so well on the whole piece. They really did. And the flowers, it's just a really nice piece. And it's got one shelf in the top and one shelf in the bottom, which is good because that can give, whoever buys it the scope to, put whatever they want into it. So this has been laid out for me by Marley. If you've enjoyed this video and you want to see more from me, please think about subscribing. And if you do subscribe, hit the bell notification so you're notified when Martin and I upload a new video. We do upcycles, makeovers, we do all sorts of things. So we really hope that you've enjoyed this, and feel free to share it with anybody you want. And we'll see you again in our next video.